while the EFF and other communists are trying to vandalize, destroy, set on fire and paint on the Paul Kruger Freedom Monument in Pretoria on Church Square, people wanted to fund something that will give him a secure home here in Orania.
I mean, this is a heritage site that will forever be a central site in Orania.
It is a representation of our religion and our Republican freedom ideal.
Do the big heroes of history know that they are participating in big historical events when they were busy partaking in those big historical events? This is a question I asked myself mid last year, October last year, when the statue of Paul Kruger was erected here in Orania. So today joining me not in the studio is Joost, CEO of the Orania Movement. Joost, where are we today?
We are at the feet of Uncle Paul, you know, Paul Kruger, the well-known fighter for Republican freedom, the only true form of freedom, in my opinion, Frans, and also well-known for his Christian faith, very deeply religious man, and built his state bureaucracy on that beliefs as well. And it's a privilege, and thank you for the good idea bringing us out here. Nice change of scenery for our viewers,
yes,
sitting around the world watching this and probably tired of our studio appearances.
Yeah. It's nice to get out in the sun as well, nice being outside, and it's a brisk, actually quite warm winter evening here in Orania. And we are sitting on our own Afrikaner heritage site. Now, what is interesting about these types of sites, these types of public spaces in Orania, is that many times, like this one for instance, it's almost privately funded. Since Orania do not really receive any form of tax money or subsidy or government, what you would call subsidies from government, we need to crowdfund these places ourselves, which might be different for our international viewers. So if you are tuning in internationally, please let us know from where you are watching and why you are following us. But just this left me with the question, if these are the things that Orania have to fund privately, why something like a Paul Kruger monument?
A very good question, Frans. I do want to add to your previous request, if you're watching internationally, let us know from where, but also locally, because we had both local and international contributors to this project. We just put up the stainless steel plates that's going to recognize every single person contributing in this project who bought a brick in the Paul Kruger project. Your name is probably up here if you bought a brick. So whether you're watching from an international perspective or locally, let us know where you're watching from. We want to know where our viewers are located, and let us know if you bought a brick, what number was it. That information would be available on your certificate, so let us know. Frans, why is this important? Very simple reason. In Orania, we are not busy with bread and water projects. Everyone wants I always use the example that everyone, including the arch communists of this world, wants good service delivery, good municipal functions. They want running water, electricity. They just enact policies that does the opposite. So Orania's core belief was just to deliver good services, just to put down roads and build buildings and start a business. Then it's very generic. Orania is not generic, Orania is specific. A specific approach is the antithesis to grey universal globalism. And that's what we're busy with. We do something for Afrikaners. And Afrikaners must know where they come from and where they're going. If we're building on the ideals of freedom, this is how we should do it. And that's why we took Paul Kruger, who was voted the most popular Afrikaner by a long-time poll on Marula Media. We took him as a symbol, not only for that popularity, but also because he represents Republican freedom so well.
Yes, that's beautiful. Like you said, in this almost grey world, it's our own responsibility to give our own culture, our own places that color. When people arrive in Orania, they shouldn't feel like they arrived in a cute, cultural, safe town. They should feel they arrived in the homeland of the Afrikaner. And how are we going to show that if we do not have projects like these? So, but let's talk about the practicality of it. If we want to create these types of sites, and we say that Orania doesn't have too much resources, sometimes even lacking certain resources.
Always lacking.
How do you afford it? How do Orania afford things like this?
The beautiful thing is we don't have to afford it. We just need to direct people who are willing to participate in such a project. It's very communist or socialist to think there's a big barrel of money and there's just certain people deciding how it's distributed. That's not the case. People have resources to different levels, of course. Obviously, there's also some injustices in the world, but people have resources and they decide how to allocate it. In this case, enough people thought this a worthwhile project that we raised almost 2.7 million rands to make it possible. People decided that this was a worthy cause. Why? Well, firstly, because of our history. People want to preserve Afrikaner history, they find it important. Second reason is, while the EFF and other communists are trying to vandalize, destroy, set on fire and paint on the Paul Kruger Freedom Monument in Pretoria on Church Square, people wanted to fund something that will give him a secure home here in Orania. And I think that also makes this project very unique because around the world there's a debate about monuments. Everywhere people are demolishing monuments and erecting new ones and so on, normally with state money. And normally kind of the conservative reaction to it is to protect, which is important. If you have a 200-year-old monument of your ancestors fighting great battles or doing great things, it's an impulse to protect it. But this is different because while that one is still standing in Pretoria, we build another one. So the EFF will, even if they succeed demolishing that one, we have a second one now.
Yeah.
So we're expanding our culture.
We're expanding and we are creating our own territories that is safe. You know, freedom is not announced. Freedom is lived. So here in our own heritage sites, on our own property, we have our own culture where we can live that freedom and actually experience it on a daily basis. Like I said, you can see people starting to, although this is still a semi-construction site, the monument is already finished and it looks beautiful. People are already gathering here from time to time to experience that. But then the question, and I saw this a little bit popping up while we were busy with the project, there's almost an idea that, or a perception that has formed that, okay, we are going to contribute to Orania for this project, but then people had the misinterpretation that Orania froze and only focused on this project. So what happened actually behind the scenes? What are other big projects? If you said there was a crowdfunding initiative for about 2.6 million rands for this one, what happened behind the scenes in other projects?
Frans, you duly pointed out that this was kind of a spotlight project. Because it's a fundraising initiative, it's a spotlight project, we gave it a lot of media attention. In terms of the other things that are happening around, it's a very small project financially. It sounds like a lot of money. If you were to build houses, what are you going to build? Buy land and build one house, maybe two, I don't know. House one family. Well, this can be a beacon of Afrikaner culture. You know, the Max de Preus and the Carl Niehaus is also one just good service delivery. This indicates who Orania is for. But secondly, if you just look at what we've done in the same time, just from the Orania Movement side, not the other important institutions in Orania like the town council, like the development company, many others. In that time, we did through our Help Each Other Fund, and many of you already contribute to the Help Each Other Fund, where we help people truly long term. We did almost 973,000 in 2023 allocated to children in need, for schooling, allocated to people, hungry people, housing projects, helping the elderly. In 2024 that went up to 1.233 million and another 1.2 million in 2025. The 3 years this project was running, every year. So we did more than this. We did for children, families in need, housing projects and so on. We facilitated international investment into the community of over 3 million rand. We facilitated the Eben van Zyl Fund, which is 100,000 every year to our schools, of a fund that we manage and allocate investment growth to our schools to develop. We contributed to the Growth Fund significantly, helping businesses in Orania develop, and we did more than 2 million in energy independence, on which we get a return, which we reinvest in cultural and community and business projects and also people in need, also allocate to people in need. So that's what we've been doing. This is a fraction of that. Plus, that was money coming into Orania.
Yes.
The 2.7 that it cost to build here, to do the terrain, the land, the earthworks, engineering, architecture, the construction workers, everything. It's money that people contributed to this project, which paid salaries for people in Orania who built this. And everyone who participated can find their names now. The recognition is here. they helped.
I think that's beautiful, and that's maybe one of the biggest reasons why people contributed, or this project was so much in the spotlight, was because people wanted to help Orania and then also receive that recognition, to know that they are part of this place. I mean, this is a heritage site that will forever be a central site in Orania. And just on this site, my name will stand here forever. And I think your name will stand here forever. And many of our international viewers and local viewers, your names are here. Those who bought the bricks, forever. Your name will be here. You will be able to find your name here. Your children and your grandchildren will be able to find your name here and say that you helped erect this statue. You helped to build or to start building the city square in Orania.
And that's the point. It's not about a statue. It's not even about a monument. It's about people coming together, sharing the ideal of freedom. Paul Kruger is just a representation of that.
Yes.
One of many possible Afrikaner heroes. That is a representation of our religion and our Republican freedom ideal.
Okay, but yes, there are still more projects. There are still more things that we have to do in Orania. Especially now, I said we have done the symbolic successfully, and I really think that this site is giving people hope. They can see that we can create our own heritage sites. We can proudly display our culture on an international level again. Now we have to think practically. We have to think infrastructure. We have to think economy. We have to think more projects for Orania. So there's two opportunities. There's the opportunity for Orania and Oranians to develop their own city, their own place. And then there's the opportunity for people in Orania and outside of Orania to contribute towards what we are doing here. And we have a big project on the way now. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is yet, not allowed to tell you what it is yet. But if you miss the opportunity to have your name here on this heritage site, there will be opportunity to help in a future project, which is more practical for Orania. And if you already have contributed to this one, then why not double up and get that extra recognition?
Yeah, well, Frans, I think the thing that people are going to like about this next project is the fact that it is it's almost every day. It's almost an everyday thing, but it's so important for Orania's economical development. And we have had this program recently about crowdfunding freedom. That's what we're doing, and we need people to buy into the idea of Afrikaner freedom and help contribute to it. Not because you're going to get anything back, because you will not. Not because you're going to get invest ROI. You're not going to get a big return on investment. What you will get will not be financial. It will be the opportunity to contribute to something lasting. And that is what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. That's where our time and effort and money goes to, is to say, while we are being ruled over by people who do not have our best interests at heart, the best way to facilitate freedom, to build freedom, is to contribute it in small bits. We're not asking people put your life savings into this, saying give a small contribution. Let us build something together which will sustain the test of time.
If you are ever in Orania again, come take a picture here next to the monument. Take a picture next to your name and your number, and know that this is not your success. This is not our success. This is our success. This is a communal effort between people who want to develop the Afrikaner culture here in Orania. And then keep your eyes open for this next project. We will be announcing it soon. And you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to contribute to that. So, Joost, thank you very much.
Thank you, Frans. Great idea having us out here. And thanks to everyone watching. Remember, if you're on our YouTube page, you like our content, just give us that subscribe. Remember to ring that bell for notifications and follow along. We do appreciate each and every one of you, specifically those who contributed to this lovely project.
Thank you.